Mind the glasses, right? Now look, superbly built, all-round natural athlete that I am, I've decided after facing those wantonly vicious deliveries from a rather over-aggressive John Smith that baseball's not my game. So if England need a secret weapon in the 61st international meeting between old adversaries, England and Wales, here at Roath Park in Cardiff, they better look elsewhere. Now, it's the Gladstone Rose Bowl they play for today, and as an Englishman living and working in Wales, you can rest assured that my approach to this afternoon's proceedings will be entirely impartial. Go on, you whites! As far as the rules of baseball are concerned, my knowledge is strictly limited, so I'll be relying heavily on the expertise of match commentator Howard Evans. Howard, hello.
Hi, Chris.
They're pretty fast and vicious, those deliveries, aren't they?
Some of the fastest we'll see today, I think, yes.
And he's breaking a record today, John Smith.
He's breaking a 1938 record of the late Tommy Dennin, 12 caps, and it's John's 13th, yes.
Now, where I grew up in the English Midlands, Howard, I don't remember baseball being played at all. Where are the main centres of the game?
Well, it's been around the country a bit, but mainly Liverpool, Cardiff, Newport.
All docks cities and towns, in other words?
That's true, yes, it is, yeah.
Any reason why that might be?
I think you've got to be fairly big and strong, you break fingers fairly easily, and the dockers are the type of people, I think.
And at risk of offending cricket's ruling authorities, I've heard the game described as cricket with life. Is that the way of it?
Oh, there's a fair bit of life and a fair bit of emotion, and we'll see a bit of both today, I think, yes.
Yes, let's hope for a lively game today.
I'm sure it will be.
Tell us about the sides, Howard.
Well, Wales make 5 changes from last season's winning side, with Paul Gardner at Newport skippering the side for the first time. John Smith wins the record 13th cap, Simon Thomas and Mark Jones are the new caps. England also make 5 changes and are skippered by Alan Williams, who's played Welsh League football. Bobby Davins wins a series record of 22 caps, with Paul Hughes, Michael Brown and Mark Lambrinos the new players. England have won the toss and put Wales into bat. And today's referee, Gordon Ash of Newport, an electrician by trade, and the first televised game for him. Well, here's the first ball in the 61st International for the Gladstone Rose Bowl. Mike Clark is the Welsh batsman, and the ball from Jeff Lynch, who wins his 17th cap for England. Well, the first ball was a bad ball. There's the Jeff Lynch action for England, struck away by Mike Clark for the first runs for Wales. Good shot, very good encouraging start to Clark in his second international, and he's going to make 4 runs, in fact. He goes all the way round. What a good start for Wales, one they certainly needed. 4 runs for Mike Clark, with that odd number 1 on the back. Second to the pegs for Wales, John Smith needed 13 runs to equal the highest ever aggregate of runs by a Welshman in these Wales-England series. Lynch to John Smith and Rumney. Good shot, brilliantly caught, or was he? Given out, yes, by Carl Hughes. A wonderful catch. Off his toes, Carl Hughes.
John Smith doesn't seem too happy about it, Howard.
Of England, in fact, it's his younger brother Barry, in actual fact. They're so alike. Number 7 was Barry Hughes, and he picked it up off his toes. Returning to the Welsh scene is Steve Haynes, the former Welsh captain. I reckon he's on 99 runs. Steve always reckons he's on 100. 2 men have met a long time against each other. Jeff Lynch to Steve Haynes. That certainly is his 100th run. No doubt about that for Steve Haynes, becoming the 11th Welshman to pass that target in the series, and he gets 3 runs. Well, I know Steve Haynes will be very happy about that one to settle any arguments about 99 or 100 for him. The English field spreads, as they know probably. Kenny Robbins of Newport is a fair old hitter, and he's had a crack at that one, and it's gone into the crowd. There's no boundary in this game. A long throw back to the backstop Mark Lambrinos, and the flying Robbins was round for 3 more good runs for Wales. They say he's a hit or miss, but he certainly does crack the ball, Kenny Robbins.
There seems quite a lot of chat between referee and bowler, Howard.
Yes, probably more so in league games, Chris. Where, they're on their best behaviour today, I think.
I see, it's usually worse than this, is it?
Mark Jones, the Newgrange Albion player, and Mark Jones going away for his first runs, and it could be 4 runs. He's a very experienced player, though still quite a young man, and Grange Albion will be really pleased about that. 4 runs for Mark Jones. There's Mark Ring, looking in fine condition, be back on the Welsh rugby scene in the coming season. Oh, that's a good shot. He's never scored in international baseball, a duck in his only appearance. He certainly scored there. A bit of a clout that by Mark Ring. It's gone for 3, it's gone for 4. I don't know why he slowed down for a moment. Wasn't quite sure what it was. Superb athlete, this chap. And that's 4 runs to him. Wales piling up the score here.
He's had a haircut, Howard, hasn't he?
Yes. He looks a little bit heavier than last year, Chris, and perhaps he's looking to reduce a bit of weight in his hair, perhaps. Jeff Lynch has a few problems. Only 1 Welshman out at this stage. Welsh captain Paul Gardner for the first time. It's high. Could it be a catch for Steve Henney? He's dropped it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Steve Henney dropping the catch. And 2 runs to Paul Gardner. Wales 28 for 1 after the first round. Lynch to Ken Robbins. Well, he really went back, and I think he's gone on first base. Yes! Out to Bobby Davin. You've got to touch the base at number 1, of course, not the man. And Bobby Davin it was, and Carl Hughes, the very quick throw. So Ken Robbins is the second Welshman out. Ken Robbins leant back, probably a little bit too far, cut it down to the close fielder was Carl Hughes, but he did very well. The throw wasn't quite accurate, but Bobby Davin, 22nd cap, very experienced, and out went Robbins.
And England needed that, Howard.
Oh, really they did. They were desperate for someone to be out there.
They don't seem to wear any protection at all, Howard. Not like cricketers.
No, none at all. The backstop has got very light gloves and the mask, of course, and that's the lot.
Fools.
Ivor Hughes ducking. I'm not sure what the referee said there. He did say good, and Hughes ducked, but it was given good. Here's the second ball, and he's out! He's 1 short of Carl Gray's 3rd place on the Welsh all-time list of runs, and Ivor Hughes is out, bowled by Jeff Lynch. Well, one experienced player, bowled by another. Lynch the winner that time. Lynch to Mark Ring. High hit, it's over Paul Hughes' head. It's with a speed of Ring, 4 runs I would say. No, it's been held up in the crowd. Ring's on his way to 3, it can't be found, and he will make 4. 4 more runs to Mark Ring. Takes him on to Mark Ring on to 11 in 3 rounds.
He's having a good day, Mark Ring.
And still one gets the feeling that the bowler Jeff Lynch would like to come off, but he's retained to bowl to the Welsh captain, Paul Gardner. Oh, that could be out. Straight to Bobby Davin, back to Lynch, nearly a mess of it. Jeff Lynch just got there to take the return though, and Paul Gardner out at 1 base. Bobby Davin with the backhander to the bowler who doubled back behind him there, Jeff Lynch, and based Gardner out at 1. Now at last Michael Brown will be put on the bowl, Bomber Brown as they call him in England. Clark hitting it down, this could be out at 1 base. Lynch takes it, he's out, Mike Clark's gone. It was good fielding there by Barry Hughes to get the ball to Jeff Lynch, who'd taken over at 1 base, and Mike Clark didn't get there. Good opening for Wales by the number 1, Mike Clark, made 7. Brown to Steve Haynes. Oh, he looked struck out, I thought. He struck out. He missed the ball, it hit him. And though he claims it didn't, he probably claims it hit the bat first. But from here he looked out, I must say. Come on, Simon Thomas has popped that one up, but it's safe. It's Steve Henney going back for it. Thomas, very, very quick lad. Sometimes falls over, he's so quick turning around the bases. 3 runs appreciated by the crowd. So Paul Hurley, 1 good gone, and he's not got it down. He's got away with it, actually. It wasn't the greatest of strokes. But again, Hurley's very quick, and the speed of the ball off the ground, and the speed of people like Paul Hurley, he's turned that what would be a wonder to a lot of people into a 4. Very quick flying around. And Paul Hurley moving on to 14. Wales 90 for 6, and certainly looking to be certain to get into the hundreds.
Bad.
Now Tony Murphy seems to be saying that the backstop Mark Lambrinas is getting a bit too close to him. Good shot by Tony Murphy, struck that ball very well. And Tony is pushing his way on to 3 runs. Useful player, Tony, nothing spectacular, but a very good baseballer. I think a close fielder on the leg side would be right now. England haven't got one. Jones is out, struck out. He missed it, and it hit the body. Well, some might look at the scorers and see that Thomas on 7 is a long way behind Ring on 17, but it's a vital innings. He's going to just, I was going to say get away with it. I thought Lambrinas had fumbled it, but he didn't. Simon Thomas missed it and was out-based when Mark Lambrinas juggled a little bit and got it away to Bobby Davin, the oldest man on either side. So 2 men left for Wales. Paul Hurley, 15, Mark Ring, 17. Paul Hurley knocking down, gets away with 1 run. He'll move pretty quickly, and he makes 2. Hand goes over the back of the head in case it hit him, but he was on his way to 2. Take him to 17. By far his best innings.
And important now with 2 men left that Mark Ring gets Hurley home.
Yes, he's got to get him round. I must say, what a big, strong chap he looks today.
But he's been hitting hard and well and some distance so far.
Yes, he seems to be the biggest hitter. He won't get him home. In fact, Lambrinas will get there, and Lambrinas puts the ball down. Ring didn't make 1 base. Hurley didn't get home. Wales were all out.
So an impressive first innings total there from Wales, 105, with major contributions from Mark Ring and from Paul Hurley, each of whom scored 17. I'm afraid, as I stand here white-shirted, I have to report that the English suffering continued in their first innings. They were skittled out for a mere 30 by Paul Gardner, the Welsh captain. And we've set some of the drama of that innings to music provided by my BBC Wales colleague Frank Hennessy, himself a baseball player in his younger days, a good many years ago.
We're sons of dockyard workers, sitting on a dockyard wall, watching our fathers playing baseball, and when we get older, we'll be dockyard workers too, and just like our fathers, baseball will do. We're the greatest baseball team Cardiff's ever seen. We practices down an old Roath Park where the grass is lush and green. When Paddy sends his flyers down, he makes the others miss. And just to show that he's relaxed, he walks off for a rest. We are sons of dockyard workers, sitting on the dockyard wall, watching our fathers playing baseball. And when we get older, we'll be dockyard workers too, and just like our fathers, baseball will do. It's been said by many a man, someone has to lose. And when St Albans lost last week, they said it was the booze. And I wonder what happens when the great baseballers dies. They'll join St Paddy Hennessy in the Roath Park of the skies. We're sons of dockyard workers, sitting on a dockyard wall, watching our fathers playing baseball. And when we get older, we'll be dockyard workers too, and just like our fathers, baseball will do.
Ready, batsman?
England start the second innings 75 behind.
Gardner's still bowling.
Yes, Paul Gardner's still there. I think it's a wise move.
Bad.
Though John Smith waiting in the wings.
He is. That's not very pleasant for England. You didn't face Paul Gardner, Chris, did you?
No, he looks a bit slower than John Smith.
Swings it across you quite quick. Oh, that was a silly shot. He got away with it. Didn't touch it, I don't think. And
One bye.
Bobby Davin does get a bye. Now, that was a pretty awful shot by Bobby Davin, but luckily his swing made Ivor Hughes duck a little bit, I think.
Can't have been thinking then.
And he's played the same sort of shot, and it's the same catch. It's Mark Ring again.
Okay.
And it's out the same way, both innings. This time he seemed to rather more deliberately hit it, and Mark Ring just stood there and swallowed it. And that wasn't very smart there from Carl.
And you were pessimistic about Wales's chances before the game started. You wouldn't bet against them now, Howard.
No, you're right, I was. I thought England could get in and bat well. Oh, that's no sort of shot at all. That's Joe Hyam gone. Hughes is quick, but that was a rotten shot, there's no doubt about it. And Hughes right on top of them. He touches them with the ball straight away. There's no question of throwing it to the base.
Dave, go.
Michael Brown. Oh, he swung. That was pretty near the head. Hughes and Gardner combination again. Bowled all over the place, and it really is beginning to look a little bit bad for England now. 2 for 3 is in fact more than a little bit bad. It's really a disaster. He cut the game for 1 year, Paul Gardner, and was having a bit of trouble in the bowling box, but he's really come right back in. Barry Hughes has pulled that one away very nicely. Now Wales had come in a bit there, and that's a very good shot by Barry Hughes. It'll bring him 4 runs. It's way out. There's no boundary, but it's way out to the ring. Yeah, and it's 4 good runs for Barry Hughes, bravely hit. Well, here's the lad who stayed and waited a long time in the first innings and then was bowled without scoring, Mark Lambrinus. This time he's hit the first ball, and he's hit it well. He's hit it very well. Tony Murphy going for it for Wales. Lambrinus is going to get 4. Yes, 4 runs. Well, that opens his account in international baseball, and I'm sure will make him a lot happier. Paul Hughes, who had a duck in his first innings and his first cap as well. No relation to Barry and Carl Hughes. Shapes for a leg, hits high. It's over Paul Hurley, it's over Mark Ring. The Ring will fly back towards a policeman who very kindly threw it back to him, actually. Mark missed it, and Paul Hughes gets 4 runs, which one rather hoped he would, because that was thrown back by a gentleman there. And Paul Hughes, nevertheless, hit 4 runs. That's 3 fours in succession by England. John Smith at 16 for 3, coming on to replace Paul Gardner. Hits well. Here's Simon Thomas for the catch. Gets it. Good catch by the young player. Nicely struck by Lynch, but the catch was there. And really, Smith, of course, knows Lynch of old. And the fielder was placed, and he didn't have to move. Smith to Williams. He flicks it away. Here's Ring for the catch. A brilliant one. Brilliant catch. 2 hands over his head. Absolute brilliant catch by Mark Ring. His 4th for the match, and probably the best one. Oh, Henny looked on for a penalty run again as he whipped it away, and he's hit it very hard, in fact, Steve Henny. He's probably the most powerful hitter in the English side, and it's 4 runs to him. Probably the longest shot. There it is, right under a tree. 4 to Steve Henny, top scorer in the English first innings, and on 5 now. After 2 rounds, England 34 for 6.
Still 41 runs short.
Yes, and a lot of runs in the bank really for John Smith to play with. Bobby Davin facing. Oh, silly shot, really bad shot. Terrible shot, a bit like Joey Hyams, and Hughes had it. I don't know if he flicks his hand almost to say, get off, I've got you. Well, Galt's hit it high. It's Tony Murphy got to go back for it. So in the end, Gary Gall didn't do too badly at all. I was a little bit worried for him. He's picking up the speed now, and he's on his way to 4. The throw from Murphy's in. Good throw, but 4 runs to Gary Gall. Oh, that's gone. That's gone. And Hughes hasn't dropped one today, I don't think. I don't remember him dropping the ball at all. And Barry Hughes went for 6 there, bowled. If it is Ivor Hughes' last season through increase in finger damage, he will certainly play as a batsman, of which he's a very capable bat. But it will be sad to lose him.
Is there anyone ready to take his place?
Yes, a few useful ones. Obviously, he is the top player. Oh, that's a shot that has spun Mark Lambrinas over. In fact, it's got it away a fair bit. Mark Ring looking in the crowd for it. I don't think he can find it. It's Paul Hurley who finds it. And the throw was a bit low, but nevertheless right on target. 3 runs to Mark Lambrinas. It's Gary Gall hitting high. Simon Thomas and Paul Hurley both going hard for it. Hurley's the one. Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it to his left. It was catchable, but a hard catch, of course. 4 more to Gary Gall. I must say, in a way, I'm glad that England have a slice of luck. They haven't had much of it today.
Tricky catch. It seemed always to be going away from him.
Yes, it was going away fast. Thomas and Hurley so quick. A lot of fielders probably wouldn't have got near it, but they're so speedy. This boy Thomas, I wasn't sure if he was really right for this year, but he's played well. Paul Hurley is also. England 58 for 8, 18 to make Wales bat again, and Paul Gardner comes on to the bowling box.
And still a tall order for the final 3 English men.
Yes, they could just do it, Chris, but it is a tall order. Hit by Lambrinas, superbly well. That might be the best shot of the match by Mark Lambrinas. He really connected very, very well. The applause from Steve Haynes, I tell you, we really thought that was a good shot. And Ivor Hughes, nice to see the Welsh applauding like that. And Mark Lambrinas, beautiful 4. Gall, though, really had to get out of the way of that one. Had little option, and he's out for 13. England 65 for 9. Gardner to Mark Lambrinas. He's hit it high. Henny will get home. There's just a chance for Mark Ring. Makes it. Mark Ring again. We're really near the stage where another 4 from Henny could just make Wales bat again. And Henny hits to this, and there's not much hope of a victory. Alan Bright touches the ball the first time, throwing right-handed. He's a left-handed bat, and Ivor Hughes puts it down. 2 runs and out, and Wales certainly have won by an inch at Cardiff today.
So there, the final match scores. The Welsh total amended. The addition of that penalty run meant that their total was 106, and England in their 2 innings, 30 and then 72, couldn't reach the Welsh total. It means that Wales won the match by an innings and 4 runs. And the man of the match award was given to Mark Ring for his 17 runs and 5 catches. A convincing innings victory for Wales then here at Roath Park, and as captain Paul Gardner accepts the Gladstone Rose Bowl and holds it high, he receives it from Brian Blake, who's managing director of Welsh Brewers East. It's time to bid you a fond farewell. From Howard Evans and myself, goodbye.
Okay.
Film Rosemary.